when he decided one morning that he was tired of this, and he heard about this place called Louisiana, and they had all this good food to eat, and it had enough crawfish for everybody to eat. Now this is what a crawfish looks like. Does that look like a fish to you? I ain't never seen no fish with legs, but anyway, he wanted to go see what them crawfish was all about, but I digress. Anyway, about 1 month and one bad hurricane later, Pedro ended up in Louisiana. And there was another little boy in Louisiana, and his name was Boo. It was Boudreaux, but they call him Boo for short. And Boo get up every morning at 4 o'clock, and he go out and empty his crawfish nets. And one morning when he emptied his net, he had a big surprise. There was a little boy in his net. And he looked very, 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 very dead. And he pulled that boy out of that bayou, and he looked down and he said, "Oh, Mama, 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 come here." And Mama come running out of the house. And she said, "What's the matter?" "Well, that's the little boy, and he's dead." "Yeah, well, what we gonna do, Mama?" "Well, you go get me 3 alligator's teeth, 10 crawfish tails, and 1 bottle of hot sauce, and a gallon of swamp water." Well, she put it in there, and she stirred, and in a little while, she poured down his throat, and he started to cough. Wave his arms around, he's coughing, and he opened his eyes. And guess what the first words out of his mouth was? "Yo quiero crawfish." Anyway, after he told him his sad story about how he was never got enough to eat, and all he ever got was beans and chili peppers. Now this is a chili pepper, see? Now why do they call something that's hot chili? I don't know, but I digress again. Anyway, they was different from other little boys. They didn't like to hunt and fish. They want to stay in the kitchen with Mama and learn how to cook. So while they was in the kitchen learning how to cook, they would listen to the radio, and they got very sad. Because all they hear about is all the wars going on, all the people fighting because they didn't like somebody because they looked different, or they didn't like somebody because they talked different. Well, they decided they was the ones that going to do something about this. Yeah, they did. That's right, Alphonse. Alphonse wants to tell the story, but I'm going to tell it to you. Anyway, so one day Pedro, he come up with an idea. He said, "You know what? I feel real happy when I had my tummy full and I got a beer in my hand." A beer in his hand at 12 years old? Well, in case y'all didn't know, 12 is the legal drinking age in Louisiana. Anyway, they cook up this crawfish and chili pepper gumbo that was the best stuff you ever put in your mouth. And when they hear about somebody being disturbed with one another, they would cook up a big old pot of this chili pepper and crawfish gumbo, and they would go sit in their backyard and drink a couple of beers, and everybody got happy again. So, I want to tell you this. Next time you see somebody fighting, or you hear about your neighbors arguing, or you hear about a war, you go in your kitchen, you put your apron on, and you stir up a big old pot of gumbo. It don't have to be gumbo. Just stir up something good that you like to eat. And you take it down to your neighbor's house, and y'all sit there, and y'all laugh. And y'all talk about your problems, and I promise you, after a few beers, they won't seem so big. What's that, Alphonse? What happened to the billy goat? What happened to Uncle Eduardo's goat that he rode into Louisiana on, that he stole? It was going to be cabrito at one time, but didn't get to the pot because he knew he'd never get any. Well, you know, Alphonse, Mama Boudreaux say that's the best jambalaya she ever made.